Friends, I am Professor Satish Prakash Shukla. I welcome you all again to this YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about 20 new MCQs which are based on research aptitude with their answers. This is 8th video in English of research aptitude. Let us start with the questions. Question number 141. In which technique of sampling the first and last subjects have the equal probability of being selected? Let us see the options. Number 1, lottery technique without replacement. Number 2, lottery technique with replacement. Number 3, systematic method. Number 4, stratified random. Friends, it happens in lottery technique with replacement that the first and the last subjects of the population have equal opportunity, equal probability to be selected in sample. Because uh, in this technique, first of all, the cheats showing the name or number of the subjects of population are prepared. All the cheats are put in the box. One cheat is taken out for selection of the sample, first subject. The subject whose name or number is written in that first cheat is selected for sample and cheat is put again in the box, in the same box. So number of cheats remain the same in the box after selection of the first subject. Then second cheat is taken out. The second subject who is having that number or name which are shown in, which is written in the cheat, is selected for sample, and second cheat is again put into the box. Again the number of cheats will remain the same. This happen this happens till the last subject is selected. When the last subject is selected, the number of cheats will remain the same. So the probability of being selected of the first and last will be the equal in this method, lottery technique with replacement. So option number 2 is correct. Question number 142. Set 1 lists the parametric tests, while set 2 provides their non-parametric counterparts. Match the two and give your answer by selecting from the given code. Friends, first of all, we have to understand the question. Two sets are given of test. In set 1, the parametric tests are given, and in set 2, non-parametric tests are given. Like this. We have to see if parametric test in any case cannot be used, then in place of the parametric tests which are given in set 1, in place of that, which non-parametric test can be used? In the option of the parametric test, which non-parametric test can be used? So here the set 1 shows independent t-test, dependent t-test, ANOVA, that is also known as f-test. These three are parametric tests. If any condition of parametric test is not satisfied, then we can't use any of these three tests. So in that case, instead of this test, we have to use non-parametric test. So we have to find in place of this test which non-parametric test can be used. Which are the best option in non-parametric test for these parametric tests which are written in set 1. Let us see the options. A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3, 4 options are given. Different pairs are shown in that. Let us see. First test we see in set 1. It is independent t-test. If it cannot be used in any case, then we have to use non-parametric test. So in place of independent t-test, in non-parametric test, we have to use Mann-Whitney U-test, that is written in number 3 in set 2. Second test is given in set 1 is dependent t-test. If it cannot be used in any case, then we have to use non-parametric test. And the best option for dependent t-test in non-parametric test is Wilcoxon t-test, that is written in number 4 in set 2. And third parametric test is given in set 1 is ANOVA, that is also known as f-test. If it cannot be used in any case, then we have to use non-parametric test. The best option of ANOVA in non-parametric test is Kruskal-Wallis H test, that is written in number 2 in set 2. So the option number 3 will be correct for this question. Set 1A is related with number 3 of set 2, independent T test, Man-Whitney U test. These are the options of each other in parametric and non-parametric. Dependent T test, the best option of this test is Wilcoxon T test in non-parametric. And for ANOVA, the best option in non-parametric is Kruskal-Wallis H test. So option number 3 is correct, where A is connected with 3, B is connected with 4, and C is connected with 2. Question number 143. In a normal distribution of scores, the percentile rank of a student scoring at -1Z is. Let us see the options 16, 34, 48, 68. Before selecting the option, let us understand the question. Here the distribution is normal, means the distribution of the scores of the students is normal. In that one student is there. Uh, if his score is converted into Z, then we will get -1Z. On the basis of this information, we have to find his percentile rank, and for that we have to use normal probability curve. How the normal probability curve will be used, we'll see after selecting the correct option. The correct option is 16. The percentile rank of the student who is scoring at -1Z in normal probability curve is 16. How? Let us see. Here one normal probability curve is given, and in between at the middlemost of the x-axis, a perpendicular line is drawn. That is the line of mean, mode, and median. In normal probability curve, this line divides the entire curve into equal parts, in which at the left side 50% of observation lie, and at the right side of the perpendicular line 50% of the observation lie. And in terms of the area of the left side of perpendicular line is 0.5, and that is of right side of the perpendicular line is also zero point 0.5. But here the Z value of the student, score of the student is -1Z, so it must be at the left side of perpendicular line. -1Z is here, and if we draw a line from -1Z, then we'll get this way, the figure in this way. And we know that the area between the mean and -1Z is 0.3413. It means the 34% of the observation line are lying between -1Z and the mean, if the normal distribution is there. We also know that the area before the perpendicular line is zero point 0.5, that is equal to 50%. So we have to find the area before -1Z. Now you see the area between -1Z and mean is 0.3413. It means it is 34%. And in terms of percentage, total 50% of the observation line at the left side. We have to find the percentage of observation which are lying before -1Z. For that, we have to deduct 34% from 50%. So here, 16% of the observation are lying before -1Z, and that is the percentile rank of the student scoring at -1Z. In this way, we can find the answer of this question. Question number 144. In a normal distribution with n equals to 300, m equals to 60, and st equals to 12, the number of cases falling above the score 48 will be. Friends, here normal distribution is given, but the z value of z is not given, but number of observation m means median or mean or mode, all are 60 in normal distribution. So we can take it mean or median or mode, and standard deviation is given 12. We have to find the number of cases falling above the score 48. So here 48 is considered as X, means it is a single datum of the entire data range. We have to find Z of this 48. Then we have to decide how many cases are falling above the score 48. Let us see the options. How many subjects are having more than 48 marks? These are the options. Total 300 subjects are there. Again, mean is 60 and standard deviation is 12. We have to find the number of subjects, number of students who are getting marks more than 48. So the correct option is 252. But how? Let us see. Let us understand. Here again, normal distribution is given. Value of z is not given, but the value of score is given. Value of score means x. It is given here. So first of all, we have to find z, and to find the z, we have to apply this formula: z equals to x minus mu upon sigma, where x equals to the score, that is 48 here. Mu means mean, that is 60 here, and sigma means standard deviation, that is 12. By putting all these values in this formula, we'll get z equals to minus 1. Here again, z equals to minus 1. Now we see the probability curve. Again, that probability curve is there that we have seen in the previous question. Here z equals to minus 1. So again, it will come at the left side of the mean. Here minus 1z, minus 1z is the z value of x equals to 48. And in previous example, we have seen that the area between minus 1z and mean is 0.3413. In terms of percentage, it is 34%. And we know that the area out after at the right side of the perpendicular line that shows the mean is 50%. So we have to find the number of subjects who are having marks more than 48. So we have to see the entire area after at the right side of minus 1z. So the percentage of the observations after minus 1z will be 34% plus 50%. It means 84% of the students are there who are having marks more than 48, and total students are 300. So how many students will be there who are having marks more than 48? So 300 total is there, and the 84% of 300 is 252. So the correct option is 252. Question number 145. If two variables x and y have significant negative correlation, which of the following statement is true? Two variables x and y have significant negative correlation. Let us see which statement is true. X causes variation in y. We can't say which is dependent variable only. The negative correlation is there. Second one is y causes variation in x. Here also we can't say anything because we don't know which is dependent variable. X and y vary together. It is true because values of both the variables change simultaneously. That's why there is correlation and it is negative correlation. Number four, x and y cause each other to vary. It is impossible. Only one variable is responsible for the change in the value of another variable, so it cannot be. It cannot happen that x and y cause each other to vary. So option number three is correct. X and y vary together. Values of both the variables change simultaneously. Question number 146. Match the items of set 1 with items of set 2 and select the correct code from the given options. Set 1. The scales of measurement are given: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. In set 2, number 1 is given superior performance in musical events. Superior performance means in musical events the participants are given ranks. So it must belong to ordinal scale, that is given in B in set 1. Number 2 in set 2 is given performance scores on a spelling test. We know that performance scores in any test is considered as interval scale. So it is given in set 1 in C. So performance scores on a spelling test belongs to interval scale. Number 3, listing students according to participation in co-curricular activities. It is nominal scale because here the list of the student is made only on the basis of the participation in co-curricular activities. It means it is to be decided that the students has participated in the co-curricular activities or not. Only to identify such students it is made, this list is made. So it is nominal scale. So number 3 of set 2 belongs to the nominal scale that is written in A in set 1. Number 4 in set 2 is given speed of students in writing words per minute. Here absolute zero is there. If no word is written, then 0 mark will be given. So no speed is there, we can say. But the ratio between the time and number of words are maintained here. So it is ratio scale. So in this way, let us see now options. Four options are given, A, B, C, D, and their pairs are given. The correct is number 1 that we have discussed. And on the basis of that, we can say that nominal scale is listing students according to participation in co-curricular activities. And ordinal scale is a superior performance in musical events. Interval scale is performance scores on a spelling test. And ratio scale, speed of students is writing words per minute. So option 1 is correct. Now 147 question number. Two variables x and y have a negative correlation coefficient of minus 0.48. The proportion of variance common to both the variables will be. Let us see the options. Number 0.23, 0.27, 0.48, 0.52. The correct option, before knowing the correct option, you remember friends here that you have to remember the formula to find out the common variance on the basis of the correlation coefficient. The correct option of this is 0.23. How? Let us see the formula. The formula for proportion of variance equals to r square into 100 r square. The proportion of variance is known as r square, that is capital R square, is equal to small r square into 100. Small r means the correlation coefficient, and here it is 0.48 minus 0.48. The square of that will be 0.23404. And to get uh, the proportion of variance in percentage, it is multiplied by 100. So 23.04 will be the percentage of proportion of variance. But if you want to in this proportion in decimal numbers, then it will be 0.23. So the correct option is 0.23. We have to remember this formula. Question number 148. In a negatively skewed curve obtained after testing students, the correct inference about the difficulty of the test would be. The question is, if the test is administered and on the basis of the data obtained by administering the test, if the curve is made and it is found negative, it is found having negative skewness, then what can be said about the test? Let us see the options. The test was easy. Number 2, the test was difficult. Number 3, the test was neither easy nor difficult. Number 4, no statement about difficulty of the test can be made. Here you have to remember that negative skewness is seen in the curve on the basis of the data obtained by administering this test. The correct option is the test was easy. How? Let us see. Option 1 is correct. The test was easy. Uh, on the screen you can see the figure of negative skewness in which at the left side is mean is given. After that, median is there, and then Z is there. And on the basis of this figure, we can say that maximum students have got marks more than mean, it means the test is very easy, so that maximum of the students have got marks more than mean. So on the basis of this, we can say that if the negative skewness is found on the basis of the data, it means that the test was very easy. So option number 1 is correct. Question number 149. A method of sampling that ensures proportional representation of all sections of a population is technically called, let us see the option: quota sampling, systematic sampling, snowball sampling, stratified sampling. Friends, in quota sampling, first of all, the population is divided in different sections, and on the basis of number of observation, number of subjects in population, and number of subjects required in expected in sample, the ratio between these two number is found out, and on the basis of this ratio, in equal proportion, in the proportion of the ratio from each section, the subjects for sample are selected. So in quota sampling, proportional representation of all section of population is found. Quota sampling. Question 150. For estimating maximum value of multiple correlation, which of the following conditions should be met? Multiple correlation. We have to have maximum value of multiple correlation. Then which conditions should be met? Let us see the condition number 1. Independent variables should correlate high with the dependent variable. And number 2, the independent variables should correlate low with one another. Friends, again, try to understand the question. Multiple correlation. This question belongs to multiple correlation, in which more than one independent variables may be there. And out of these two conditions, in which condition the maximum value of multiple correlation will be found? Two situations are given. Let us see the options. Uh, Only condition 1 should be made. Only condition 2 should be made. On both conditions 1 and 2 should be made, and neither condition 1 nor 2 is necessary. See the conditions again. Independent variables should correlate high with the dependent variable. And number 2, the independent variables should correlate low with one another. So to have maximum value of multiple correlation, condition 1 should be satisfied, that is independent variable should correlate high with the dependent variable. So option number 1 is correct. Only condition 1 should be met. Question number 151. A group of 10 students was randomly drawn from class 12 and was given yoga training for 3 weeks. Their wellness lifestyle was compared with another similarly selected group which did not undergo such training. Which type of statistical test will be appropriate for testing the tenability of null hypothesis? Friends, here two groups are selected and both are selected independently. First group was selected randomly and another group is also selected randomly. One is given yoga training and another is not given. Then their wellness lifestyle was measured and compared. So two groups are independent. To analyze, to test the hypothesis, which test should be applied. Let us see the options. Number 1 is independent t-test, number 2 is dependent t-test, number 3 is Wilcoxon t-test, number 4 sign test. Friends, here, as I have said earlier, that two groups are selected separately, independently, so independent t-test will be used because random selection is there. So option number 1 is correct. Random selection and independent selection of the groups is there. So independent t-test will be applied to test the hypothesis. Number 152. Match the items of set 1 with items of set 2 and select the correct code from the given options. Set 1, approaches to sampling in qualitative research. Three approaches are given: extreme case sampling, B, purposive sampling, and in C, snowball sampling. Approaches of sampling are given for qualitative research in set 1 and in set 2. The characteristics of sampling approaches are given, where number 1, 6 cases that are typical. In number 2 of set 2, it is written that 6 cases that are highly similar to each other. Number 3, 6 cases that are unusual. Number 4, 6 help from participants to identify additional participants. And number 5 in set 2 is given 6 cases according to his/her judgment about the appropriateness. Again, see the approach is given in set 1: extreme case sampling, purposive sampling, and snowball sampling. Extreme case sampling, the characteristic is uh, it 6 uh, cases that are unusual. This is given in third number of set 2. If unusual cases are there, then extreme case sampling is applied. B in set 1 is given purposive sampling. The characteristic of this sampling method is given in fifth number of set 2, that is 6 cases according to his/her judgment. His/her means the judgment of researcher. 6 cases according to his/her judgment about the appropriateness. So B of set 1 and the fifth number of set 2 will be missed. In C of set 1 is given snowball sampling, and the characteristic of this sampling method in set 2 is given in number 4, in where it is written that 6 help from participants to identify additional participants. In so snowball sampling, it happens then that once the participants are selected, then they help in selecting additional participants. Let us see the options. A, B, C are given, and their pairs are given in 4 options. We have seen option number 3 is correct, with A number 3, with B number 5, and with C number 4. Now, extreme case sampling, 6 cases that are unusual. Set 1B, purposive sampling, 6 cases according to his/her judgment about the appropriateness. And C in set 1, snowball sampling, 6 help from participants to identify additional participants. Question number 153. When you read a research article published in a journal which is not peer reviewed, what aspect of the report should you be most concerned about? Let us see the option. Options number 1 is author's sincerity and skill in writing. Number 2, rigor reflected in reporting the research. Number 3, length of the report. Number 4, practical importance of the research question. Friends, if peer-reviewed journal is not there, then on the basis of rigor reflected in reporting the research, we can take decision about the soundness of the paper. So option number 2 is correct. Rigor reflected in reporting the research. Question number 154. Given a mean 100, SD standard deviation 20, and n 100, which one of the following will be the correct statement for indicating the possibility of population mean at 0.01 level of confidence? It means we have to find confidence interval at 0.01. It means we have to estimate the population mean at 0.01 level. Confidence interval at 0.01 level. Here 4 options are given. Population mean falls between 93 to 107. Population mean falls between 96.08 to 103.9. Population mean falls between 97.2 to 102. And number 4 option is population mean falls between 94.8 to 105.2. We have to estimate the population mean on the basis of the uh, mean obtained from the sample. The correct option is population mean falls between 94.8 to 105.2. How? For that, we have to see this calculation. We have to find confidence interval at zero point 0.01 level, and for that, this formula is used. CI means confidence interval equals to x bar plus minus t into standard error. And standard error of mean is found by using this formula. SD upon under root n. SD is standard deviation, that is 20, and is 100. So the answer will be 2. The standard error is 2. And t, 8.01, t value 8.01 level is taken as 2.58 on the basis of the table of t ratio. And now putting all these values, we'll get this CI means confidence interval equals to 100, that is mean, plus minus 2.58. 2.58 is t value, and into 2, that is standard error. And by solving this, we will get this CI equals to 94.8 to 105.2. Means once we have to deduct 5.16 from 100, and then we have to add 5.2, means 5.16 equals to 5.2 in 100. So you will get this range 94.8 to 105.2. Correct option is this, number 4. Population mean falls between 94.8 to 105.2. Question 155. A researcher compares two sets of curricular materials in order to determine which set is more pedagogically sound. In the study, which of the following factors may act as source of error? Let us see the options. Attrition, number 1. Number 2, content choice bias. Number 3, history. Number 4, subject effects. The correct option is content choice bias will act as source of error while comparing curricular materials to determine the more pedagogically sound curricular. If content is not choiced properly, then error may be there. So content choice bias is the source of error in this situation. Question number 156. For the purpose of highlighting the characteristics of a particular group of children, which of the following may be considered as the primary source? Primary source for highlighting the characteristics of particular group of children. Let us see. A review of research published in the last 5 years. It is not primary source. Review is not primary source. Number 2, a critical explanation of the psychological characteristics of children suffering from autism. It is also not a primary source. Findings of the case studies of group of children with autism. It is primary source because it is directly taken from the research report. So the primary source is findings of case studies of group of children with autism. Number 4 is given list of books on special education. It is also not a primary source. So number 3 is correct. Findings of case studies of group of children with autism will be considered as primary source uh, for the purpose of highlighting the characteristics of particular group of children. Question number 157. A teacher prepares a test for measuring socially acceptable behavior of participants in the school program. What type of reliability would be considered to be important? Let us see the option. Internal consistency reliability. Number two, split half reliability. Number three, equivalent forms reliability. Number three, inter-rater reliability. Friends, it will be inter-rater reliability that is considered to be important for this type of the test, because inter-rater reliability can be tested by different statistical technique, by applying different statistical technique, and it shows the agreement of different raters in terms of the characteristics. So it is considered the most important in developing such type of test, inter-rater reliability. Question 158. Match the items in set 1 with the items in set 2 and use the correct code as answer. Uh, Set 1 variables are given. Intelligence scores on a verbal test, ranks of the students in a musical test, number of children in tribal families, length and breadth of classroom. Set 2 scale of measurement, we have to match these two things, variable and scale of measurement. In set 2, ratio scale, interval scale, ordinal scale, and nominal scale are given. Let us see the set 1. Intelligence scores on a verbal test. In one example earlier, I have said that test scores are generally measured in interval scale. So, intelligence scores on a verbal test that is written in A in set 1 is related with the interval scale that is written at number 2 in set 2. Ranks of the students in a musical test, it is already written ranks, so it is ordinal scale that is written in third number in set 2, and in C of set 1 it is written number of children in tribal families, means the data are obtained in frequency, number of children is there, so it is nominal scale. Nominal scale is written in number 4 in set 2, and in D of set 1 it is written length and breadth of classroom. So here ratio is maintained, so it is ratio scale. So matching, let us see the options A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have already seen the matching. It is given in option number 1. According to that, A of set 1 is related with set 2, number 2 of set 2, and B of set 1 is with number 3 of set 2. C of set 1 is with number 4 of set 2, and D of set 1 is related with number 1 of set 2. So in this way, intelligence scores on a verbal test is interval scale, ranks of the students in a musical test is ordinal scale, number of children in tribal families is nominal scale, and length and breadth of the school classroom is ratio scale. Question number 159. In the two sets given below, set 1 provides a list of attributes based scientific criteria, and set 2 offers their brief description. Match the two sets and select appropriate code for correct matching. Set 1 attribute based scientific criteria: parsimony, number 2 empiricism, number 3 precision, number 4 means D objectivity. And here the description: number 1, knowledge should remain open to revision. Number 2 is given, interpretation of research should not reflect personal biases. It shows the objectivity. Number 3 in set 2 is given, knowledge should be grounded in observation. Number 4, explanation should be as simple as possible, that is parsimony. And number 5 in set 2 is, research statement should be based on accurate measurements. Let us see the options. These are the options, and option 2 is correct, as I have said earlier. According to that, the correct match is like this. Parsimony is explanation should be as simple as possible. Empiricism means knowledge should be grounded in observation. Precision means research statement should be based on accurate measurement, and objectivity interpretation of research should not reflect personal biases. Question number 160. In educational research, case study method gives importance to, let us see, prediction. Number two, causal connection. Number three, generalization. These three things are not the characteristics of case study. Number four, unique characteristics. It is true. Case study is done on the case which has some uniqueness. So number four, unique characteristics is correct option. In educational research, case study method gives importance to unique characteristics. Friends, here part 8 of research aptitude gets over. Part 9 will be presented as early as possible. Till then, continue reading supplementary material. All the best. We'll meet soon. Thank you.